welcome back to today's episode. I am super excited today to introduce you to my guest who has been a long-term entrepreneur. She is a faith-based entrepreneur, and she is just one of those creative people. Have you ever found yourself, maybe you got so many ideas you don't know what to do with, and you think, oh, how can I find time to do all this stuff? Well, my guest today is one of those people that she not just has the ideas, but she's put them into action. And I think you'll be inspired and impacted by our conversation today. So let me bring to the stage here Rachel Miller. Hi, Rachel.
Lisa, thank you so much for having me. And I am so sorry. I'm one of my teenagers and the dog, they just love to wrestle. And so whenever he comes home, the dog doesn't bark with everyone. He just barks with this exact child of mine. And I can't train the child or the dog to
That's totally, you know what? It's perfect. It's perfect for our
listeners.
listeners.
Bark a little bit. So
well,
sorry about that.
Because you're a home-based entrepreneur. So you know what?
I am. And I love that my teenagers come in and out because they go to school like maybe a mile or two down the road. And so whenever they have an off period or between periods or for lunch or whatever, they come home. And I love that about my life. I do truly.
Yes. Well, let me formally introduce you, Rachel, for those who may not know you, and they're going to get to know a bit more about you. But Rachel is a mom of 6. Mm-hmm. She's a collector of businesses, and she's a marketing strategist who supports small businesses in growing their audiences and sales organically. Who wants that? That means without ads. Her marketing courses have had over 27,000 students, and she regularly keynotes. Her most recent project is building Page Wheel, which we're going to talk about later in this conversation. And because why should we learn how to market our business when AI with automations can market your businesses for you?
Exactly. I get tired of trying to do all the work when there's an easy button. And sometimes we just need the easy button in our life and in our business. That's why as a mom, I use paper plates sometimes, not all the time, but once in a while I'll use paper plates because it makes my life, I have more peace. I can like breathe. I know I don't have to deal with the dishes tonight. And it's just nice to kind of have that refresh, right? I want to find the easy button so I can have easy moments of refresh in my life with my home, but also in my business. And that's why we created Page Wheel for sure.
So good. Well, before we talk about Page Wheel, I want to say the first time I heard you and met you was through Stu McLaren's program, the membership, when oh, wow. When was this? I don't know. 2017? I don't remember. Wonderful. When he was first live. And then I went to the event in Toronto. Were you there speaking?
I was at 2 of the events in Toronto. So I don't remember which one, but I was at 2. One I attended for fun and the other one I spoke at.
Okay. I don't remember which one. I think it's the one you spoke at. I don't know what year it was, but that was my first introduction to you. And I've followed you ever since. And I've, purchased some of your products and been a part of the beta testing, which is now today called Page Wheel.
Yes. Yeah. We lost our first trademark. So it's one of those things where every single business that you see that's successful has a whole lot of failures in the back of it. That kind of like this almost like, those ramps that like in mountain biking where they have to build up all this dirt and they have this big like dump. And it makes this like launch pad that then they can have these like amazing jumps and they do these whirly-doos or whatever with their bikes. That's only possible. That success is only possible with all that failure that's been pushed down and growing in their lives and their businesses. So your failures, just like mine, my failure in the original brand name of the product that you tested, we had to change it because we lost the FC, whatever the government thing is that says you need to use a different brand name. You're not allowed to use the one you're under. Yeah, that happened to us. All of those failures built up to create success. And so wow, each of you are probably having that ramp being built in your own lives and your own businesses.
That is such a nugget right there. I know when I first started speaking, first of all, I was terrified to speak, but I knew that God was calling me to speak. And I learned some things along the way because I fell flat on my face many, many times and had to say, okay, I need help. And even when you walk it out, that's part of the journey. but you have a conviction along the way that, okay, this is the road I'm supposed to be walking on. And I think that that is really important to have that as you move forward, because there will be obstacles. But hey, let's just rewind a bit, Rachel. Let's just rewind. Tell me how you got started, because you're a home, you used to homeschool, you're a mom of 6. Tell me how you got started in this world of entrepreneurship.
Well, I got started, I think, before I was homeschooling, and I began my first job online was actually writing manuals for like um like appliances, like home appliances that like
Okay.
are random ones. So like I
Yes.
remember one of them was like not a toaster, but like a toaster oven or like a convection oven that you put on your counter or some type of like oven machine thing.
Yeah.
Another one was remote control blinds. So, you know, when you get the blinds in
Yes.
Amazon, it's got this like, here's how it works. Well,
Yes.
usually most people just look at the pictures, but if you don't want to look at the pictures, it has worded instructions. Yeah, I wrote those for those products that I worked on.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great fun. But what it taught me was how to write concisely, how to give instructions clearly, how to write fast, because I wasn't getting paid
Mm,
very much. I was not making minimum wage. Like it was not it was like a per product one.
project.
So
Yeah.
I had to learn how to write quickly to make enough, and I write in like short little gaps because was like having 2 babies and
Yeah.
dealing with a toddler potty training all at the same time. And I had to write quickly between things so that I could still, you know, make money and still be an at-home mom. And so
Mm.
we have 6 kids now, and I moved from writing manuals into writing blog posts and then into creating content on social media, and then eventually books before people started asking me, how did you get so much traffic? And here I thought what was like my winning sauce was that I could monetize my traffic. But the reality is nobody wanted how to monetize from me. They wanted the way to get step one, which is you need your
Mm.
customer in order to sell to the customer. Like you can't sell to an empty, and like
Mhm.
for you on a stage, it's
Yeah.
not, you're not a public speaker when you walk onto a stage and you start speaking. You're a public
Mm.
speaker when you walk onto the stage and there's an audience listening to you speak.
Exactly.
There's a stage at my local high school, and on Saturday at 2 o'clock, there's no one in that high school. You are welcome to walk on in and talk all day. You're not making
Yes.
an impact, right? So you need that customer. And so that's the light bulb came on when people started saying, how on earth did you get you reached how many people with that post? How did that happen?
Mhm.
And yeah, I started teaching people that, and things took off.
So tell me a little bit about that before we move into that, so people who are listening say, "What? Wait, what?" In terms of, because you're doing this without ads,
Yeah.
you're getting traffic. So, in a nutshell, what is that business?
So I actually have 3 businesses. So one business is my media company, and that's the business that has my viral websites in them. And I share that business with Holly. Then I have
Mhm.
another business where I train people how to build audiences. So I grew my own audiences and I asked people, do you want help building your audiences?
Mhm.
And they said yes. And of the people who said yes, we've had about 27,000 people pay me for the classes. I think we're closing in on, we're more than 27,000 now. But the people who've purchased the products from me, 1,000 of them have reached over 1 million people, and
Wow.
51 of them have reached 10 million people with a single post. 10 million,
Wow.
10 million people with a single post with no ads. So it's 51 businesses that were able to reach 10 million. Like that's just mind-blowing numbers to me.
Mhm.
That's been successful because I listened and said, okay, I'm not going to think about what I want to teach my audience. I'm going to talk to them. And then they said, we want to know how you drive traffic. And so I
Mm.
helped them learn how to drive traffic. And then we actually like kind of shifted from there. So I told you I have the media company where I drive traffic to my own products. I have Mula, the training program where I train people how to create traffic. But we started to realize something. Holly and I, both for ourselves and our media company, like we needed products. And then for my students inside the program, some of them grew massive audiences. Like we have one
Mhm.
girl, I mean, her story just makes my heart like cry on the inside. I helped her grow her audience to like 1.1 million people in a Facebook group. When she comments, when she makes a post on Facebook, she gets 14,000 comments. Her people love her.
Wow.
She has insane reach, like the reach that none of us can even imagine. And the majority of her posts do not have her face on them. That's how they're still connected to her, even if she's still like kind of private and behind the scenes. what's beautiful about her is how fast she was able to grow her audience. What's sad about her story is she didn't monetize it, not effectively.
Mm. Yeah.
In that she did some affiliate links, she did some sponsored posts, but she didn't have products for it because she got
Mm.
so stuck on the tech. And it's hard when you're starting out because she's like, every penny I make on this, I need to feed my family. I need to feed my kids. I don't
Mhm.
have money to invest in a team. And now you look at my business and it's almost like I can't even get it up and going because I have no money for the team. I'm overwhelmed in managing this group with 14,000 comments. I have no
Mhm.
time to build a product. It's almost like we built her a machine that then trampled her. And
Wow.
I felt really, really like hurt by that because I realized I didn't set her up for success. Like
Mm.
sometimes you can be so successful at something, it's actually the worst. Like it actually hurts you, right?
Yeah.
My son, actually thinking about my kid, the one that's going to run in the door, he is very, very fast at Little Caesars. He makes pizzas there, and he is fast at making pizzas at Little Caesars. But he's also, remember, guys, he's a teenager, and teenagers sometimes get mouthy and sometimes maybe are a little rude. He might be their fastest pizza person, but the fact that he was so fast and maybe sloppy and maybe rude while he was being fast because he was getting stuff done, get out of his way, that may have made him a horrible employee. So he had to
Mm.
work on some other parts of his, that same thing, that thing that makes us our successful thing, that thing that's the most successful is also
Yes.
our Achilles heel. And
That's
he's working on it. He's doing better. And thankfully they're working with him to help him, like, hey, let's tone down the speed and be conscious of everyone around you. And he's it's all part of when you're 15 growing up. And
exactly.
yeah. But my point is, your success, the thing that makes you the most successful is also the thing that hurts you the most. And so
Mm.
for us, growing your audiences, that's super successful for us. We're really, really good at it. But it also hurts a company if they don't match it with a product. And
Mm.
that's where we created Page Wheel, because we're like, we need to give people a way to do that without like this whole tech overwhelmment, without having to pay an arm and a leg,
Mhm.
and without getting rude with everybody around you because you think you need to hire someone or you need to be the expert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So you basically saw a problem
Mhm.
and you created a solution for that
Yeah.
problem.
And so then we started a whole new company. So we have the media company, the training company for traffic, and now we have a software company.
A software company. Brilliant, brilliant. And I just want to speak to this because sometimes as entrepreneurs, and I want to say also as specifically as faith-based entrepreneurs, because I believe we have creativity plus because of who created us, and we are, made in his image. So we have lots of ideas, and sometimes it can overwhelm people because they've got so many ideas. Where do I start? How do I what do I do with all of this? Have you ever felt that way, Rachel?
All the time. Who doesn't, right? What I like to do is first start with your people. Like in the Bible, what did Jesus do when he began his ministry? He
Mm.
looked for his disciples and then he reached out to them. He loved them. He served them first so he could then empower them to make a difference in the world, and
Mm.
build his church. So it's the same philosophy that we use in marketing. We start with our people and we love and we serve them. And before we ask them to go do things, he didn't ask them to like start healing. He didn't ask them to go around, go tell the world. He
Yeah.
started with, just follow me. We're going to hang out together. Like he started with where they were and baby stepped them forward. Marketing's just like that. And I love to think of like the Beatitudes as to how I market. Do I show up as merciful to the people who need
Mm.
mercy? Do I show up with joy to the people who are needing joy in their life? Do I mourn with people who are mourning? So that means if someone's having a problem and my product's going to solve their problem, do I come alongside them kind of like, hi, I have your success for you. I'm going to help you fix this problem. That's kind of coming alongside as a glee in their problem instead of, I feel where you are. I have
Mm.
totally been there. Tell me what it feels like. Tell me what you're feeling, or tell me what you're struggling with. That's a different perspective. One is listening and the other one is talking, right? And so we need to
Mm.
always I like to think of marketing just like as the Beatitudes, to be honest, and follow the steps of Jesus and Christ. And how can I love my audience as much as he did his audience?
Wow, I've never heard anyone make that comparison. I love that. I absolutely love that. And it really shifts things for people to how you show up f- to serve the people that you're meant to serve, right? To come with that same attitude and approach.
And it's actually affected how Holly and I set up our sales sequence and how we set up our pricing, because a lot of marketers say we should increase our prices. We should increase our prices. We should be high ticket because then they're going to value it more. And
Mhm.
Holly and I said, no, everyone else is going for high ticket. And yes, we have a competitor, a direct competitor of ours, who is selling the product for $2,600 and a $200 a month ongoing fee or something like that, $97 a month ongoing fee. I can't remember the ongoing fee, but it's a setup fee plus that. So I'm sitting there thinking, that's not necessary. That's not loving my audience. Like loving my
Mm,
audience is you don't have to learn something from me. You don't
right.
have to spend hours struggling. You don't have to pay me a ton of money. You should be able to, especially because God gave us AI now. God gave
Yes.
us tools that we can use. So now that we have those tools, that makes it more affordable and easier than ever. So I shouldn't increase the price because it's easier. I
Mhm.
should pass that ease and pass that affordability on to my client and my customers. And so Holly and I are literally every single mentor we ever have has said, "What are you doing charging $27 for this when like literally your competitors are charging thousands of dollars?" And we're like, "Because we want to make it affordable for everyone. We want to make it barrier free for everyone. And it's software. It's simple.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be complicated."
And that's why you're so successful, you know? Because you love and you have a heart and obviously God is
And
on your side.
put your mindset in the mind of the customer. Is that loving my customer if I increase my
Mhm.
prices just because? Am I
Yeah.
serving my customer, actually solving a problem for them if I, make it high ticket versus just give them the needs? Am I serving my customer if I give them more content for them in training, more coaching, when maybe they just need it done for them? Like a lot of people just like, can you just do it? So
Mhm.
we had to put ourselves not in the mindset of what can I give, but really what does my customer need the most from us?
Which is so important, and as a speaker, I'm a speaking coach, and that's something that I tell my clients all the time is like, it's not so much what you teach, it's what is your audience taking away. You have to speak in such a way that they're gonna take away something that is going to be of value to them.
Mhm.
They walk away feeling like I've just gained something new that I can apply to my life or overcome a problem, whatever it might be. And so that does take listening. That does take doing a little bit of research and understanding who it is that you're serving.
Yeah.
So I love that you said that because I think that's a often a mistake that a lot of people make in terms of feeling they just got to give information or they just got to get this out in front of the people and say, no, what do they get to know the people? Get
Yeah.
to know them and where are their pain points? How can you come alongside and identify with them in that place and be able to come alongside to let them know that you care, that you not only care, but you get them. You've been there. You understand the struggle.
Yes, so true. So remember that Jesus wasn't like the people who were teaching in the synagogues. He was the one who was also telling parables and stories. He was the
Yes.
one who was also fishing right alongside them. So that's where I want to be, just like following the steps of Christ. I want to be alongside my customers and telling stories, encouraging, and rolling up my sleeves up beside them.
So good, Rachel. Wow. So you've been at this thing, a couple of maybe what, 20 years
I
as an
think up
entrepreneur?
to 17 years or 16
17
years
years?
now. So it's been a while.
Close.
16 years. Yeah.
So you got a few experiences under your belt that I think is worth a lot for people to tune into when you speak. And I love the how you bring your faith into this and just kind of go through that grid. So tell us a little bit more. I know that we've had Holly on our call here and she shared a little bit about the page wheel and how it came to be, but I'd love to hear from your perspective too, how this thing works and in comparison to maybe contrast with just using Chat GPT, for example.
Okay. So yes, like the way you would build a product right now in ChatGPT is you look at your marketing funnel. So let's say you're a speaking coach and you want to create a handout so that when you speak at the event, the people at the event sign up on your website or on your link, and then they get the handout, and now you've got their email address. Because it's not enough for them to be in the room. You have to actually convert them so that you can follow up with them later. So how do you get them to where you can follow up with them later? The easiest thing for me is lead magnets. Lead generation is the easiest way to get someone to follow up with you is get their email, get their phone number. You want to get both of those. And how do you get those? You have to give them a gift. So when you're speaking, you can say, okay, I'm going to speak on XYZ topic. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do my slides. I'm going to speak. And then after I'm done speaking, I'm going to put a link to the resource, or even better yet, while I'm going on, like I'll mention part of the resource in slide number 5 and part of the resource in slide 12 and part of the resource in slide 36. And so now they get like breadcrumbs where you guys tease that there's this handout that they should have. Now, when they sign up for the handout, so now you have traffic in the room, right? Then you have your slides and you have the handout. When you give them the handout, for us, we need to have a sales page or an offer page that they come to, like, here's your handout. It has to have a form where they put in their name and their phone number. It has to connect to like an automated system. So it's going to send them the handout. So when they get off the stage, when they get home or while you're on the stage, they open up their email inbox and there's the handout waiting for them. So they're primed to keep opening your emails. You're also going to want to get their phone number because you're going to want to follow up with them. Like I was just telling Lisa before I got on, I had a hard time getting her email because there's all kinds of crap happening in the world right now. And like, no joke, I have had my husband who works at a city send me an email. I'm expecting the email. He's not lying to me. He sent me the email. It's not in my spam and it's not in my inbox. So it's happening. And he's like, I swear I sent it. I'm like, I'm not saying you're lying. It's not here, babe. So I don't know what to do about that medical form. Like, can we send it over Facebook Messenger, please? So it's like, okay, it's one of those things, you know what I'm talking about. So my point is, it's not enough to just have them as a follower on Facebook anymore. It's not enough to just have them watching you in a room. This is what, I can't remember the guy's name. He calls it the attention economy. You have to kind of capture them in all the places so that when one method of communication fails, it's not a big deal. You can move on to the second method of communication, capture that person, get them in, and make sure you can convert them to you. Okay, so you're going to want their email, phone number, name, right?
Yeah.
So you're at the event, they click on the link, they say, yes, I want that offer. They fill out the form. It sends them an email with the product that they just signed up for, and then directs them on the thank you page to here's the download that you asked for. So now the customer, the person that was in the seat attending your event, feels super special. I was here. I listened to her. She told me she has this bonus and she instantly gave it to me. And I have a way now to follow up with her. I feel loved. So your person not only feels loved, you've wowed them by over delivering right from the get-go for them. Now, how many of you are like, oh, Lordy, so I have to create an offer page, a form, a follow-up email, a thank you page, probably a Facebook post to follow up with them or social media to tell them about the event and follow up with them that way. I'm going to have to create a actual lead magnet, like the checklist or whatever it is I'm giving them. So that's 6 things that I now have on my task list. And that feels like, oh, that's a lot of work. I'm kind of busy. Anybody else busy? Because I'm busy. And so that's why we created Page Wheel, because we were that spot where we were doing events. We were having blog posts. We were having content. And we knew we needed we knew about the third-party cookie, and we knew we needed to grow our list fast. We knew that the way that we were monetizing before wasn't going to work, and we need to have our own products and our own control because we had traffic, but the ways we were converting that traffic to buyers before for us changed. And so when it changed for Holly and I, our revenue started going like this. And to be honest, we saw the writing on the wall 2 years ago. It just took us 2 years to kind of like, well, the first 6 months, we're like, well, is it really going to be that bad? I don't remember, maybe, so Amazon dropped their affiliate rate from 4% to 2.6. We're still making money. Oh, wait, now it's 0.4. Wait. So we went from 4% to 0.4. Oh, now I'm not making anything. why am I linking to Amazon at all? Like, that's ridiculous. So we're watching it go like this, and pretty soon we're probably going to get kicked out of their affiliate program, because like, that's just the way it's the way I see it going. That's just going to drop off. So knowing that this transition, the revenue is going like this, we still have all this traffic. So like, we can capitalize on that. Like, we have something. We need to have a product now to sell to that audience. Or like for your speakers, they have an audience. They have people that are in the room. They just need something to deliver to that audience. So now they have a way to follow up with them so they can get them into their coaching programs. And so for us, we created a workbook system. And when we were making it, we had to make it for like 47 products. So how many of you guys have made your first funnel and your first workbook and it completely flopped? How about your second? How about your third? Okay. Like, the reality is, the majority of sales funnels, and I'm saying that in love, and I'm saying that from a lot of experience, because like, I'm the queen of failing. I've made a ton of money from sales funnels, and I have literally colossally failed on a lot of them. And so in the ones that have failed, I've learned you just have to fail faster and fail again. So if I'm going to make 10 offers, 4 of them are going to flop badly. 3 of them are going to do okay. And then 2 or 3 are going to be great. Well, what if my first 4 were my 4 flops and they took me 8 hours to make? Well, now I'm really demoralized and frustrated and feeling like I can't do this. Instead of realizing, wait a second, success comes at numbers 10. Or worst case scenario, this is actually even worse than having 5 fail at the beginning. The first one is successful. And then fail. And you feel like, whoa, I used to have it and now I totally don't. How can I teach? How can I do anything? No, girl, it's just the odds. The odds are in 10, you're going to have 4 that fail, kaplat, like kaplop, fail. So bad. And so you just have to make another 6 and you're going to find the one that's the winner again. And it's hard for us to get into that mindset. It's demoralizing to have that fail. So we wanted a way for us, if we have to make 47, I knew we had to make 47 products, because with 47 products, the way the averages work, I'll have 8 that are 5 to 8, to be honest, 5 to 8 that are winners. So I have to make 47 products. And I'm looking at that going, wow. If I'm fast, like I am really good and really fast. I know people who take weeks to build products. I can build one in 6 to 8 hours. But that's one full work day for me. I can't work more than 6 hours in a day. So really, it's like a day and a half.
Yeah.
I'm mom of 6 kids. I don't have more than 6 hours. Like, that's all I got. Like, I'm sorry. I can't work a typical 8 to 5. I wish I could. No, I don't. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
So if that's 47 days, work days. Well, again, I work 4 days every week, but once a blue moon, 5 days a week. So knowing that, that's 10 weeks. 10 weeks. I don't have 10 weeks to work on this for 4 funnels that are gonna be successful. So for me, we made templates, and then we took templates and we fed them into AI, and then we had AI so we could make our 47 products. And now we're on, like, I don't know, far more than 47, but we had to make all of those systems so that way we could spit it out. And we got funnels down now where we can make them in under 4 minutes. Well, okay, 4.5 minutes. Just so you guys know, anytime I say a number like that, the FTC requires that I say what the average is, or the normal. The normal user who has been using Page Wheel for like made more than 3 or 4 funnels, the normal user after the first 3 or 4 funnels, they're making a funnel in 34 minutes. So while I make one in 4 minutes, they're making one in 34 minutes. They're definitely not taking 8 days or 6 hours.
That's huge.
It is huge. It is huge. So while I can do it in 4 minutes, please, you should be able to do it over your lunch break.
And what a time saver. Like, talk about freeing up people's time and also not having to wait 10 weeks before you get any traction on anything.
You can find out. Like, you can post it and see, did it work? And if it doesn't work, well, great, delete the post. Nobody's going to know. And you were out, like, I don't know, half an hour.
Exactly. Wow. So really shortcuts not only people's process of ideation and put it into something that's usable, but also the whole aspect of income generation, right?
Yes. Yeah, we made it where you can actually pay charge for it. So the way we thought about it is like if you're a coach and you're going to
Mhm.
speak and you're going to give like a
Mhm.
checklist gets their attention.
Yeah.
Once you know they're clicking on the checklist and they want that checklist with the solution, well now it's like ding ding ding, they want that. Okay, how can I make that checklist into a workbook? So you can go
Mm.
in and instantly one button click, duplicate it, make it into a workbook, add 30 pages, fluff it up, put more trainings in it, put like screenshots of like tutorial steps that you might have, some motivational quotes or something.
Yeah.
So you make those 40-page one, and now you can charge that with a coaching call. So now they buy the check, they sign up for the checklist that's free. And then it says, would you like to learn about our coaching program and our full workbook and our full coaching program, our
Mm.
one-on-one? We'll meet with you twice a month, go through this workbook, and you will have XYZ results. We want to make that for you. So now you can take what was a free lead magnet, add another half hour work, make it into a 14-page book, and then hit post and now get paid $47 an hour or $97 an hour, whatever that price point is that you want to sell your
Mm.
workbook plus a coaching call. It's easy to just turn that machine on and you didn't have to do any work because you already
Wow.
proven that it converts the first time with the freebie.
Wow, wow. So is this something then that can take the place of someone's website or funnel if with another company? Like
We are replacing funnels for most business, for some businesses, for
mhm.
coaching businesses for sure. If you're selling like I don't know, I travel and these are like 2 shampoos that were in my
Yes.
makeup bag and I'm like, why are they in my bag? So I put them on my purse, my desk. So eventually I'll put them away. If I'm selling these little gizmos, like they're great and all, but like this isn't really, we're not like a funnel for everything. So does that make
Right.
sense? You
Yeah.
may still need a traditional funnel software. We're more of a digital product creator and a lead generation system, which then you
Okay.
can earn from that. Like you can earn from your leads, but
Yeah.
it's more, think of it more as lead generation than a true funnel.
Okay. Awesome. That's so good. And you can and I'm assuming you can set up your own domains there. How is that does that work?
Domains are coming. We have subdomains right now, and
Okay.
then domains are coming. The issue with that is we have to API in. How many of you guys like setting up your Cloudflare and your CNAME records? Okay, if any of you are like, what's a CNAME record? Don't worry. I feel the same way. And we want it to be one button click. If it is not one button click or 3 button clicks, then we should not be doing it because we don't want
Mhm.
to make it more complicated for you. When a subdomain doesn't require any effort and it works just as well. So we're
Mm.
trying to make it simplified for our users. And so as soon as we get it where it APIs in and it's a one button click, then we will turn on custom domains. Until then,
Mm.
the majority of you probably just don't need it just yet.
I love simple, so that's music to my ears. You say that
Good.
you love to simplify things. Yes. So this is great. So really for maybe the average person, this could take the place of even their chat GPT.
Yes, yes. We actually will make your social media posts, your blog posts, we'll write them for you. We'll give you emails, we'll write the emails like ChatGPT would. And you don't have to wrestle with ChatGPT. Have any of you guys ever gone into ChatGPT, typed in, I want these headlines, and then you get the headlines. You're like, oh, I like that one. That one's really bad. This one's good. Oh, well, now I just have 2 good ones. I can't just have 2 headlines that over and over again. So I have to rerun it again to try to get 3 more headlines that I can actually use on my sales page. Okay, so now I've got my 6 headlines. I'm copying and pasting them into my funnel software, right? And then I'm having to edit them to make them work. And by the time I'm done, I'm still spending 6 hours building this funnel because I'm copying and pasting. Whereas what we've done is we've gotten rid of the whole copy paste need and it's just automated because that's what's the benefit of the tools God's given us now. Like we live in this day and age for such a time as this. So we get to enjoy the benefits of it. Do we still have to make some edits? Yeah, but you don't, AI does all the work for you. Let it just one button click and push it in. And then the sales page is made, it's designed, it's laid out, it's ready. And all I have to do is say, okay, publish or edit it
Wow.
and then publish.
Wow, wow, wow. I can't wait. I can't wait to jump in there.
It's
It's
fun.
gonna see yes, I love it. I love all these new ways. A lot of people have been afraid of AI and there's all kinds of things out there, but it's like anything. It's a tool that
Mhm.
you can use to advance the kingdom in the way that God has called you to show up on the earth and to bring your contribution and actually be a blessing to you. I mean, save you time. Who needs more time to do things? Time is
Totally.
something we never get back, right? So I love that, Rachel. So Rachel, where so we can put a link down below wherever you're watching this replay or this video or this audio, and we'll make sure we'll put it there. But
Sure.
what where can people find you if they want to follow you?
I'm on Facebook as Rachel Miller. I'm the girl with giant big hair. It's in a ponytail now because I just get tired of putting it like making it curly. But anyways, it's Rachel Miller, big curly hair on Facebook. You should be able to find me there. I'm also on PageWheel, and that's our new tool. And yeah, you can find our Facebook group PageWheel or the page PageWheel. But yeah, come friend me, come follow me. I'm Rachel Miller.
So one last question I want to ask you, Rachel, because I know that you've done a lot of speaking, keynote speaking. What's one thing, and my audience are people who are interested in up-leveling their skills as a speaker. So what's one thing that you have learned over the years that has really helped you become more effective in your speaking?
One of the things I think that helped me the most was the first time I spoke for Tony and Dean, Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins. I spoke for their, I believe, Mastermind was the name of their event. And one of the things they did when I came on, they said, the person that came on right before you gave a very intellectual and very education focused talk. And that was great. But what we want from you is a heart talk. So whatever you were going to teach before, I want you to put emotion into it. And it'd be great if you could make them cry. Like, okay.
Right on the spot.
Well, what that taught me, what I suddenly had like a ding, 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 ding moment. People don't necessarily want education. What he was telling me was that the last person gave so much education, they overwhelmed our audience, and our audience now needs like an emotional release. And if you come in with just information right now, it's not going to work. So can you change your presentation right now? You're going up in 5 minutes. They ruined it, but no, they didn't ruin it, but they kind of got onto a track of an angle that the event didn't want. Can you come in and can you bring the heart back? And I was like at the time I told a story and I was bawling and the audience was bawling and I pulled it off, but I'm going to have to go a second. But what I loved about it was that it told me the importance of connecting the heart. And if I can connect a story and connect to the people's hearts, then I have the right now to tell the science and get all technical with them.
That's so good. Thank you so much. That's why we call the show Speak to Transform, not just inform, but speak to transform, shift people's thinking and lives. Thank you so much, Rachel. What a treat. I know you got to go.
I am so sorry. There's somebody at my door.
It's okay. Love you to bits. See you later. Bye. Awesome. That is Rachel Miller in true form. She is a legend. I just love her. What an honor for me to be able to interview here on the stage here. Make sure you check out her handle as well as the links down below for the page. Well, it will simplify your life and your business if you are in it trying to work out some tech and do some lead generation. And I want to encourage you. What she said there was just gold about speaking, because if you've been listening to me for any length of time, you know that that's what I say too, is it's not so much about what you know. Try to transfer the knowledge that you have. People can find knowledge anywhere with a click of a button. What they're looking for is something that's going to move them, shift them to be able to shift out of a place of where they're feeling, where they're stuck, but also to know that you are with them, you get them. It's about connection, not so much about content, but connecting with the heart and the mind of your listener in a transformational way. And if you want to learn that skill, I want to invite you to join me in the Kingdom Speaker Academy, to follow me, go to my Facebook group, which is the Kingdom Women Speakers, where you'll get free training, some regular training on this, but also the opportunity for you to up-level your skills so that you can stand on a stage and not be like that first speaker she talked about, but who may be bored and overwhelm the audience, but one who gets connection with the audience in such a way that they walk away feeling valued, feeling heard, even feeling empowered because of what you communicate and how you touch them and move them in your presentation. Don't you want that? Well, I want that for you. So check out the links down below for the Kingdom Speaker Academy, and also get in touch with me if you want to book a call to be able to see what is the next step for you to become a transformational speaker. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share this episode with your friends, with people you know that need to hear this, whether it be about the resources that Rachel talked about or just about being able to know how do you navigate with the ideas that you have, as well as how can you succeed as a faith-based entrepreneur and become the kind of speaker that people don't just tolerate, but they celebrate and they want you back. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you soon. As you're listening today, you may have felt prompted to say, I want to become a much better speaker. I want to be able to speak with confidence, clarity, and transformational impact. I want to invite you to check out the link in the comments below, wherever you're listening to this. Your voice is an instrument of transformation and needs to be heard, so let it be heard.